Hey everyone, what's up? It's time for another episode of Printing with Pat, but today, I'm not actually 3D printing. Today, my 3D printer gets a new home. An enclosure for my 3D printer is something that's been on my radar since I first got my Prusa. It's also something that anybody who owns a 3D printer should also consider doing, because by creating a protected space for your printer to do its thing, it could be the difference between a beautiful print and something like the evil spaghetti monster. Changes in air temperature can wreak havoc on just about any type of filament. And if you're a cat owner like me, the frame of your 3D printer makes it an enticing jungle gym for an energetic young kitten. The frame for my enclosure is pretty simple. 2x4s make a sturdy frame, and then smaller 1x1/2 inch boards, along with a nice sheet of MDF, will create a nice platform for my Prusa to sit on. There's also plenty of space underneath to create storage for filament, places to hide your tools, and a lot of future projects. When I was building this enclosure, I wanted to make sure that I had access to get to the printer from two different angles. So that's why two of the panels got hinges, so I could do all the necessary maintenance things. And now, the fun part of this project. I decided that your standard enclosure with plexiglass or polycarbonate walls was boring. So my wife and I got to talking and we were kicking around ideas, and it was really a random thought. We said, how about Ghostbusters? Little light bulb kicked on and we're like, oh my God, let's do the containment unit. For those of you who don't know, ghost heads are really into Ghostbusters. They have everything figured out. If you ever need to build anything Ghostbusters, check out gbfans.com. Well, sifting through the website, I found a diagram to build your own containment unit. They had everything down, they had it scaled out. All I had to do was just cut the wood to size and glue it all together. Basic shape of the containment unit was 1/2 inch MDF, and all the little raised plates were 1/4 inch MDF. Everything was glued together just using a standard wood glue. The little rivets, it was a cosplay trick. They're googly eyes. For the curved piece on the bottom, I use 3mm craft foam. With all the little plates and minor details glued into place, I drilled some holes that will become home to all the switches and dials that you see on the containment unit. And to get all those nifty little switches and dials, being 2019, some of those are really hard to come by, except if you know my father-in-law. My father-in-law has been collecting bits and pieces for electronics, radios for years. So all I had to do was go to him. He knew exactly what to find. One other cool little feature that I have included on this project was, I know I said I wasn't 3D printing, but turns out I was able to work a little bit of 3D printing into this project. I was just surfing Thingiverse and I actually found a file for the handle. So I thought, well, yeah, it's one less thing I have to make. It's kind of a difficult shape, a very unique shape. So to be able to 3D print that saved me a lot of time. The link for that file, of course, will be in the description below. With all the wood pieces glued into place, it was on to sanding. Yes, sanding. Even though I'm not 3D printing, I still cannot escape sanding. Once all the glue dried and all the holes were drilled, I got a nice coat of red paint. With the paint dried, it's now time to assemble everything together. The dowels got slid into place and glued down. On my enclosure, I have 4 solid walls. There's no real way to view the printer without opening up the entire enclosure, except one cool little feature, the door on the containment unit actually makes a very convenient window to open up and view your printer as it's working. Now that the paint's dried, all the little detailed pieces are glued into place, it's time to mount this thing. Lighting the inside of the enclosure was also important. I mean, it has 4 solid walls. It's gonna be pretty dark in there. So I found this cheap LED light kit at a discount store. Prusa finally has a place where it is protected from cats, it's protected from the environment, it can go about its business uninterrupted. Yes, it's not 100% movie accurate. It actually ended up being more of my interpretation of a containment unit, but I think it's pretty close. It satisfies my hunger for Ghostbusters fandom. I do plan to print off and apply all the different warning labels and also add a few more wires here and there. So check out our Instagram for those future updates. Well, this project's all wrapped up, and now comes that point where every YouTuber has to say, please like, subscribe, share, smash the button, do whatever you want. Just please like us. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Well, that's it. This project is... Finally, it's time to mount this. Ready.